There was a time when India had no choice. India had to depend on other countries for even the most basic defense equipments. But today, this story has got changed. India has now become a defense exporter. We are now exporting defense products to more than 80 countries around the world. From guns, missiles, drones, to radars, warships, aircraft parts, protective gears, all these products are now finding global buyers for India. In fact, recently, Defense Minister in Parliament said that India's defense exports have touched record $2.7 billion. This is somewhere around 23,000 crore rupees. And this is not just about money or trade. It's about the nation that once relied on imports. Now, this nation is now rising with confidence, building its own systems and contributing to the global security. Countries like Philippines, Armenia, Malaysia, African countries, Southeast Asian countries, all these are looking at India as an affordable and reliable defense solution provider. And this transformation did not happen overnight. It's a result of years of planning, reforms, and consistent efforts by the government and agencies. Earlier, India used to rely heavily on countries like Russia, even United States when it comes to weapons or technology. But today, because of the dedicated work of our organizations like DRDO, HAL, and many other public sector units, India is designing and producing its own defense systems. The government has played a big role in this shift. What they have done is they have simplified export rules, they have speeded up the approval process, and they have encouraged the local production through many policies like this negative import list. There's a list of items that we now make domestically instead of importing them from other countries. And foreign countries or foreign companies, they are also allowed to invest in India up to 74% when it comes to defense projects through the automatic route. So this brings some kind of advanced technology, some funding, and some fresh ideas for us. So we can say that slowly but surely, India has started building a complete defense ecosystem that supports innovation, manufacturing, and global outreach. Now, to support this growing ecosystem, government has launched many initiatives. Like there is an initiative called IDEX, Innovations for Defense Excellence, IDEX. This encourages startups and small businesses to step into this defense space. There's also a mission called Raksha Gyan Shakti Mission. It promotes research and protects the intellectual property in the defense manufacturing. So, if you look at all these efforts, these are not just about building weapons, they're building confidence and capability and a kind of culture of innovation in India. And what also works in India's favor is its affordability. Compared to countries like United States, Russia, France, if you look at India's defense products, they are more cost effective, they are more affordable. And this makes a great option for many developing countries to look towards India. And there's something more also. India carries a kind of neutral image when it comes to global stage. We are not part of any military alliance like NATO, and we are seen as a peaceful and responsible nation. This makes many countries more comfortable when they buy from India. So, this balance of trust, quality, affordability, all this is giving India a unique space in the global defense market. Today, big Indian companies like Tata, L&T, Mahindra, they have entered this defense space. They are bringing their experience and their scale in this. Even some startups like this Idea Forge, they have started exporting drones, proving that innovation is not limited to large firms. Smaller ones can also take. However, there is this majority of our defense export which is still coming from public sector undertakings. That is this PSUs. So the private sector, which is although promising, but it is still finding its footing, and that's mainly because defense manufacturing is expensive. It's expensive, it's time taking, it's risky also. So private sectors are not very confident about going into this. So if you look at this developing and testing part of the weapons, this can take years. And for private companies, investing so much amount of money and their energies without any guaranteed results, it's a tough decision for them to take. If we want this private sector to grow in this field, we need to create more support, more opportunities, more confidence in the system. Because when public experience and private energy they will come together, the possibilities will multiply, not just for the exports but for our own self reliance, innovation, the global leadership part. But as with any journey, there are some challenges. We have to accept that. India's defense export story is no different from other countries. We too have challenges. One major hurdle in our story is that we are still mostly exporting some parts or subsystems and not the complete weapon system or complete or full platforms. For example, we might export parts of a missile or components of a radar, but not the entire fighter jet or entire submarine. That's because high end technologies like jet engines or next generation submarines we still depend on other countries for these. And to change this, we still need stronger investment in the research and development part if we want to catch up. And not just catching up, we want to lead. Then another big challenge is the competition. Countries like Turkey, China, they're already ahead of us. If you look at China's defense exports, they are somehow 5 times bigger than that of India's. And they can sell complete systems even at lower prices. You look at Turkey, Turkey's drones are already popular across Asia and across Africa. So if India wants to stand out globally, we'll need to move faster. Our prices should be low, our innovation should be bigger because the race is on and we can't afford to fall behind in this race. Now there is another side to this conversation, a little deeper, or I can say a more sensitive one. Because when we talk about exporting defense equipments, we're not just talking about machines and technology. We're talking about weapons, tools that can protect but also can harm others. And that brings in a big ethical responsibility. Who are we selling these to? Why are we selling them? These questions matter. For example, if a country is known for human rights violations or it has a history of attacking its neighbors, should we still be doing this kind of a business with them? Selling arms in such cases could do more harm than good. And also, we must avoid exporting our weapons to active conflict zones where weapons could end up hurting innocent people. And this could worsen the ongoing violence over there. So, proper tracking and proper monitoring of how our exported weapons are used, this is also very essential and important. As a country that stands for peace and democracy, India must always balance our business interest with the moral responsibility. Because true strength lies not just in power, but how responsibly this power is actually used. So if I have to look ahead, I can say that India has set an ambitious target to reach, let's say, 50,000 crore in defense export by 2029. To get there, we need to grow by about 15% every year. It's a big goal, but not an impossible one. To make it happen, we need to focus on few key strategies. First, we must aim to break into the list of top 10 defense exporters in the world right now. So if you see right now we are somewhere in the top 20, we have to reach to top 10. Then we also need to explore new markets, let's say Latin America, Southeast Asia, Africa, all these regions where countries are actively looking for affordable and reliable defense solutions. We can go for that. At the same time, we must strengthen our private sector. We must allow more foreign investment and create faster and smoother processes for the approvals and the partnership. Then MSMEs, they can also play a big role. So these MSMEs need to be brought into the fold through some schemes like this Z certification scheme is there. So they can meet all these international standards. And on the technology front, we must invest heavily in developing complex systems. Let's say a complete jet engine, indigenous submarines, advanced aircrafts. Because real leadership in defense exports will come not just from the quantity but from the quality and self sufficiency. In the end, India's rise as a defense exporter is not just about numbers or technology, it's about the shift in the identity from being a buyer to becoming a builder, from dependence to self reliance, from silence to leadership. But as we grow, we must also grow wiser. We must remember that every weapon we make or we sell, it carries some kind of responsibility. Our exports should never be about fueling any conflict. They should be about strengthening the peace, building the trust, and supporting the global security. If India continues on this path with the vision, ethics, innovation, then we won't just become a power in this defense sector, we'll become global leader in the values. And that truly is the kind of power the world respects the most.